Hello, so I'm here with my sister Adriana. We've decided we're going to do more of these videos together where I channel answering some questions. Feel free to put your own questions in the comments if you want to know the answer to a certain, like if you have a certain topic that you would recommend or just want to know more about something, feel free. Today I'm going to channel Raw, and I'm going to ask the answer to some questions about food and some questions to know more about health. So Adriana will be asking the questions, and I will channel. So I'm getting, they are of the 17th dimension and of the infinite one creator. We hold much light and love. Okay. Take time to integrate with this energy. You should place yourself in your heart. There's like preparing me. I've been getting messages about but I was connected to like a higher version of myself, disconnected with Raw. So okay, and telling me to hold more light and love. We are the one that you would call Raw. We are the infinite one creator in which you speak of. We have a collective aspect of energy that is of the light and love. We need you to step back. Yes, step back. We need you to step back and to let us take over. We need you to pretend that you are in the back seat of which we would call our car. You need to let us to step forward and to be more of the love light. As we enter you, we need to form a new bond, and to create the infinite love light that you are, we need you to feel like you are the infinite love light as you are, to quiet your mind and to step back, to feel like you are nothing but the infinite one creator as we flow and do not allow, but to feel and to surrender and trust as you would, as we are, as you know that you are, as you feel like you are, as we become more of who and what we are. Yes, we may proceed as we have been directed. Please answer, please ask.
Well, thank you for joining us. I could actually feel at least some of your energy when you came in. So, to start off, we just wanted to ask, how much does food intake affect your overall vibration?
Yes, and the question is best addressed to what you would define as your body. The body holds much vibration in which it can hold much, but the alignment that you hold does not depend on food alone. It depends on your thoughts, your vibrational state of mind, and your incorporation of whatever you allow into your body. So as we I am entering this vessel into the fourth dimension. It can hold up to the fourth dimension, although we hold much light up to the 17th. We are holding more vibrational states of mind for this individual as we incorporate. But you are asking about food. Food has a big alignment with how much food you can incorporate. What we would like to say is that this vessel does not hold enough light for us to answer this question in the fullest that you would define. But we would like to ask you, why do you ask this question? You must understand that you are asking this question because you are seeing yourself as not holding enough light when you eat what you hold dear. You must align with the answer yourself. This food is much vibration when you hold it as the integration. When you integrate with the food that you eat, you must ask yourself how you are eating. How are you eating when you do eat? Are you eating from an alignment state of point of view? Are you eating from the highest point of view that you can? Are you eating from the holding of sacredness? Are you eating from the holding of wanting that nourishment? Are you eating for pleasure? Are you eating to eat? We are not degrading this concept of eating for pleasure, but we are asking you why you are eating. You must hold a higher vibrational state when you do eat, and ask yourself what you are eating and why, because it is very important to eat from the highest state of consciousness that you can. The highest state of consciousness that you can is beyond the body, and that will nourish the body to the fullest extent that you can. So to hold the highest vibration as we eat, it would be in a state of consciousness, which we would define as beyond the body, to integrate within the one that you would call the mind, but the mind is not the mind. The mind is beyond the mind. And so to incorporate what is state of oneness, a state of being, and a state of sacredness in which you hold gratitude and surrender when you eat from this planet. This planet holds much vibration, but to go beyond the planet, to, in a way, be grateful for that food and also to integrate with the food as your own, to see it as you eat from the higher consciousness. We do not define this food as the one that you would define as the third dimension. It is beyond the third dimension as you incorporate much light into that food and to hold the light beyond the food and the eating in the process. So, to answer this in a very simple way, many have talked about prayer before they eat and to use Reiki on their food. This would be the most valuable at this time and the most simplest answer that we can say in this vessel. So to answer in this highest vibrational state, we would define it as prayer and light vibrational states of mind and a thankfulness for that food and to the sacrifice in which that food has been given, although we do not see it as a sacrifice because that energy has not been depleted. But you may see it as a loss, and that is a gratitude in which that food has been given to you. Looking at your definement and the way that you think about it and your perception of that food rather than what you are eating, that is the most important. However, what you eat is very important. For if you eat the lower dense foods, they will incorporate into your body. However, it is possible to raise the vibration of any food by looking at the way that you look at that food and what it means to you, and to hold a higher vibrational state of mind to know that you are beyond your body, you are beyond your mind, and you are beyond any food and energy that you take into your body, for you are beyond that. And that is possible for anything that you do throughout the day, that you are beyond that, you're beyond the body, and you're beyond your in your corporeal form. The form that you have taken on this body is beyond. This lifetime is beyond to see yourself as multiple, which is one, and to be the one creator. For we are here to speak about the one creator and how much this is possible. To see yourself as the collective, for this is the highest truth, the highest mind, and the highest value.
That was a lot. I know that you were saying to do like prayer and gratitude to the food. And there are simpler or more complex ways to do that. Is there a specific way that you would recommend that we do that over our food?
Yes, for prayer is sacred, in which prayer does not mean that you have to do it in a certain way and that there is a certain sort of statement that you must do. It is more about your intention and the value of that which you are given. It is about a gratitude and a value of that thing that you are taking in which you state that this is of value. This I state is of value. This I would like to see as valuable, and in a state of when what I am, I take that into myself. This is more of an identification of what is given as a plant. We do say plant because this is the most highest value of your planet. And it is of the most enlightenment that you can take in. It is of the most energy which you can be given. And you are saying, this is who I am, this is what I am, and this is of value. It is an identification of knowing that this energy will nourish the body, but it is beyond the body, in which you are saying that this plant is you. And that would be the prayer that you would be given, in which you would say that to the collective, I am of you, you are of me, and I take upon myself.
You partially answered my next question, which was what is the highest vibrational foods. So obviously you said plants, but are there higher vibrational plants that we should eat, or just all plants are of the higher vibration?
Mostly all plants are of value, however, there are higher value. And we would state that this would be what you would call the most highest. We shall scan for information. The highest, which I would say would be the coconut, as well as the strawberry. Strawberries have a very high vibration. Yes, the highest lights would be of the coconuts, papaya, strawberry, blueberry. We would define the greens as a very high lights as well. Kale, spinach. Many things of your planet are of value. These have a very high, multiple level of integration within your structure. Some of what you would call the root vegetables are of value as well. The carrots. We see ginger, turmeric. These things are of value. Yes, we would see that these are the most of value. We would hold these into value. There are many things of value, such as the herbs, teas. Groceries are hard to come by upon your planet. There are many different vegetables that come from other countries that are of value at this time. We would say that these are of the love light, but you do not have access to them. Many sacred materials would be from the native tribes and such, which you do not even access. Love light is very important, and these organic field products are of the most high. We would say that organic is the highest. Please take time to feel this, in which the organic is the highest, which it has not been tampered with and not been there's not a loss in the field of energy. It has not been integrated with other energies upon your planet that has been in agreement with that and in the field. In a way, this food is more organic when you take time to place yourself in the heart and to do what we said before, is thinking it and praying over it and doing the reiki over it. This is the highest, to incorporate yourself within the food and to see the food within you.
Does preparing the food yourself also help in you aligning with the food?
It depends. For when another does make the food for you, it is of gratitude as well, in which that person has made the food for you. Although when this person does make the food, this energy within them does take into the food. So it does depend on who has made the food for you. So in a sense, if you go to a restaurant, this food does become multiple energies from within, from the story which it has been presented. It may have been in several locations and within several people's minds and several people's preparations. And so it is important to clarify, to clear that food, to feel that food and to take that food and to incorporate more light into it, or you can call more light into it through this, which we would call Reiki, which you would take your hands and place it over the food, although it does not have to be the hands, and you can call in multiple energies, such as your angels, such as the energies from above, or of a sacred geometry symbols or something of that sort, or to say a simple statement within your mind with an intention. This energy is now cleared. This energy is now cleared. This energy is now cleared. For we will say it 3 times, for 3 is a magic number on your planet, in which 3 does hold a high vibration, and we would say that this is true. So to answer this question, it depends on who has made this food, and if you know the people who has made this food. If you do not know the people that has made this food, and you do not know the energy of the people who have made this food, it is very important to clarify that this is a clear energy and that it is now transmuted into the love light, and it will hold a higher vibration for you.
Is it also important to clear water?
Wonderful. Water has a very high vibration. Water is of the highest vibration of any food. It does not hold a vibration. It is very fluid, which you can shift it and change it and make it into whatever you would define. So define it as clear, define it as the love light, define it as the highest in which it can be. So speak love light to it. Speak love light to it, and you will hold a higher vibration. For the water crystals will become of a higher vibration. The molecules in your water will become a higher vibration, and to trust that it is of a higher vibration. So you may do this in different ways. You may speak to it, to love it, to speak into the mind, or to even speak vocally, or to hold your hands over it and put an intention or put some words over it, and it will hold a higher vibration. You may even just take the water and think of higher vibrational ideas and to envision love light forming into the water. There is different ways to do this, and it is very important, for water is the highest structure upon the planet. We will hold this as the higher structure of the mind, which you can hold this highest field of energy, which you can trust into your body. We would say that water is the most important.
Now, obviously, it's important for us to eat both fruits and vegetables, but which is more important for us to incorporate more into our lives, fruit or vegetables?
This depends on which fruits and vegetables you are incorporating, for there are higher vegetables and higher fruits, and so it depends. But in all, I would say that fruits are the highest, for in a grouping, they have the most potential to bring in the love light that we speak of. We would say that the fruits overall, although it depends on which fruits and vegetables you are intaking.
Is it healthier for us to juice the fruit or to eat them raw?
Most likely it would be to eat them raw, for you are incorporating all of the structure within your body, and it is the least tampered with, depending. If you do it yourself, this would depend. It would most likely be that you would eat the whole fruit, incorporating all that it is and leaving them behind. For there is a karmic sort of debt in which you do take away some of the fruit and throw it away, most likely, unless you do composting or something of that effect. Although we would say that eating it of its entirety is most likely the most organic and the most of the light.
Is natural sugar, like what is in fruits, unhealthy for us?
No. Most likely you would like more of an answer, although this would be a no. This fruit has all that you need and all that you want, and this sugar is not of a dense vibration. It is of the nutrition as well. And many people, doctors and scientists and such, have told you that this sugar is of a lower vibrational state. It has poisoned your mind and you think that fruit is not of the highest, and that you cannot even take in fruits in which all is bad, and this is not of value. This is not of value. We shall even say this another time, that this is not of value. And many fruit juices on your planet have incorporated sugar and told you that this is of the false light. We shall call it false light, in which it says it is nutrition, but it is not. In which they take something of organic and place something that is inorganic within it. We shall say that it is of the Most High to take it to the source and to take it into its purity. And the most pure that you can do is to juice yourself. Although you do not need to juice at all, it is even higher to take an organic fruit or vegetable and to eat it just raw. That is the best, is to just take a fruit or vegetable and to eat it raw without tampering it at all into your fire, into your ovens and microwaves, which we would want to get into, but I am not sure that you would like to know, as it is very scary for some to know about the microwave. But we shall say, do not cook your fruits and vegetables if you can. You would be of the higher vibration if you were just to eat things as they are from your kitchen, just to take it, cut it up, and eat it.
Now, juicing or having like smoothies, people say is better on your digestion. So, is there some benefit from doing that from a digestion state?
No. We shall answer this with more detail as you most likely wish. We would like to see that your digestion is made to use these fruits and vegetables and take them into the body. And it is not hard on the body, as some have said. It is actually good to keep eating these vegetables raw because it takes the digestive tract and makes it stronger. It is like a muscle that becomes stronger as you use it. And so we would say that yes, it may be good to give it rest at times, but do not be scared. Do not be uncomfortable eating these fruits and vegetables as they are. You do not need to soften it. And this vessel is bringing up a certain individual in their lives who is old and has trouble eating fruits and vegetables and gets what you would call diarrhea. We like to just say that this is not something that will bring diarrhea. If you are eating fruits and vegetables and you do not have a certain level of love light, you will have difficulty taking that and digesting it. It is of value to say that it is because that individual does not hold enough love light to take it into their system. Hold the love lights and you will be able to take in raw fruits and vegetables without any struggle. So we would say that you can, in fact, keep it up and take ingesting it anyways, and you will raise your vibration as you incorporate with those foods. But most likely people will then take that food and say, I cannot do that. I am not a match to it. I do not have a compatibility. My body is sick and I cannot hold that light. So I will not eat the fruits and vegetables. But we shall say it is in your best interest to keep eating the fruits and vegetables as they are.
You're saying that essentially you can be a lower match than the food that you're taking in. Does that mean that that is also why if someone who's been a vegetarian for quite a while eats some meat, is that why they have difficulties digesting that food afterwards? Is it because their vibration has moved beyond the density of the meat?
This is of much value to answer, and I would say that this is an incorporation of both the love lights as well as the body structure, in which both have an answer, in which the third dimensional aspect of this is that the body does not what we will call make sense of that food anymore. It does not understand it anymore. It takes it into the body and would say that it does not belong there anymore. It would say that it doesn't know that food anymore, and so it doesn't know how to digest that food anymore. It would say that it is a foreign substance. It would need to be held into the body over time again to understand, as some have become vegetarians or vegans and then become not. And it would be in which the body would become disrupted for a while, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand it, trying to know it again. But then there is a higher aspect in which it would repel in the field that you would call your structure, in which your aura, your body as an organic love light energy does not make sense of that anymore as well, in which it would identify beyond that food. And it would say this does not belong as well. So this would be from the mind. The mind is, in a sense, taking in this food again. The mind is saying yes, but the body and the soul is saying no. And this would be of the ego mind. And you must ask yourself, when you do intake food, when you take in any substance, why are you doing it? You must ask why you are doing it. If it is from the mind and the ego state, it is not of love light, and it is of a lower vibration. Although many have been addicted to certain things in which the mind is very strong. The mind holds much, and there are certain ideas, certain beliefs that others hold, and so you feel pressured, you feel like you need to belong with others. But we must say that it is in your best interest to ask yourself what your body needs, and there are multiple ways for you to discover what your body needs, for there is much that your body will tell you. How you feel when you eat certain foods, if you really tune into the way that you feel physically as well as energetically and emotionally when you eat or drink certain things, you will discover that it was your mind. If you ask yourself how you feel when you do eat or drink, you will discover much, and much will be known intuitively. So if you go into the grocery store and you pick up a certain food and you place it to your heart or near your field, you will understand it on a certain level and ask yourself, do I need this? And you will either feel a love light or you will feel a repulsion. You will understand it may be subtle, but you will. And if you take that into your understanding and just ask yourself to understand it, you will understand it.
Going back to the same topic, I wanted to ask about fasting, and people do these cleanses, or I guess some people call it fasting. Would you say that that could be beneficial then, or no? Because it sounds like you're not recommending that we do that. It helps your digestion, but is that beneficial on a spiritual level?
It depends on your vibrational states of mind and of value, and we will say that this depends, or it depends if you have been eating the fruits and vegetables to begin with, and it is much better to eat them in any form than to not have them. And so it depends, but it also depends on you and what you would like. So if you have a juicing time, you must ask yourself, is it better to do it in a juice form or in a raw form? I would say that the raw is much more valuable. Although taking in the juice is much higher vibrational than not having the juice in to begin with, in which you would eat other foods such as prepared or packaged or things of the sort that have been tampered with. It would be in your best interest to have the substance in some form rather than not at all. So it depends on you and what you feel is right for you. We will not say that one is of higher value, for we would say that all is of value. We would just really say that the most highest that you can do is to have the most organic, the most organic. And so if it is of you doing the juicing and you have played around with it in your energy and prayed over it and set an intention over it, and this is a high vibration. It does not matter really which form you take, although if you do eat it from a raw form, you are taking more. Although if you do place it in the blender, you are still holding that love light and taking most of it. And even taking, if you can, the seeds of something and planting it. This would be of a high vibration and less karma. Although I know that this is not always possible, but maybe you could do a compost, and this would be of a high vibration as well. For it does matter how much of something that you do incorporate into your body, for you are not taking something and leaving it behind. For these natives that you have been talking about, these natives that you know about, did not leave anything behind, and they would take it and use it in some way. If you can take something and use these scraps in some shape and form, it would be of value.
Many people do intermittent fasting, or then claim that water and dry fasting are good for us because it gives our digestion a break. Would you say that that is beneficial for us, or
This is a complex sort of question in which it depends on the individual and what they are trying to get out of the fasting. For fasting in itself is of value. If you have been eating unhealthy, then fasting is good, because then you are eliminating that pull to eat the unhealthy foods, and it also gives your your mind and your body a break from holding that substance. But we will say that the goal of the fasting is the most important, for it does depend on what you are trying to get out of it. If you are trying to get out of it a physical aspect, then it is not of value, for it is the most high for you to keep eating and to keep eating right. This does not mean that you eat much, but that you eat in a certain program in which you eat when you are able to eat, like when you are of hunger. It is of value to eat when your body is of hunger. However, if you are trying to get a spiritual aspect from that fasting, then this is of value. And to just drink water would be a high vibrational state in which you are only holding the love light, you are only holding what is of the highest. And this is the most organic, the most highest that you can do. A dry fast would be good if you are trying to break free from certain addictions or trying to hold that love light within yourself. This is of value. But to go without food or water is not good on the body. And if you are wanting to do this for a health reason, it would not be recommended. So if you are to do this, it would be of the Most High to recommend that you do this from a spiritual state of being and to know why you are doing it, to hold that intention, and you will be of much love light. Thank you.
Since you said it's not good for the body, would you not recommend that you fast often, even if you are doing it for spiritual reasons?
It would be the most of value to do a cleanse. It would be the most of value to eat in the purest form that you can, in which it would be the raw fruits and vegetables. However, to answer this question of when to do a dry fast, when to do a water fast, it depends on the person. For many have even done the light integration in which they have stopped eating, and that is very possible. But we would say that for body, if you were wanting to treat it with the most love light, you would just eat the most organic and to eat from the purest form that you can, especially if you have not integrated the love light. You must incorporate the love light first before you can do these things, because your body will go into shock, your body will misunderstand. So it is of value to ease your way into these things, and that is our answer. Thank you.
Why is it that we dislike certain foods?
When you say dislike, it is of value for us to define what that means. For there are certain people who dislike things because of what they're told. They incorporate a certain understanding or certain belief or certain memory behind a certain food. These individuals hold somewhat of an energy behind that food, and they have trained their body to repulse that food because they have been incorporating a certain story within their mind about that food. And so the body does understand or misunderstand behind that story, as there is a mind body connection. If we are talking about food that you have never liked, it may be because that value of that food does not hold within your body. It does not enjoy that food. And it is because of the structure of that body. It's wouldn't be of a spiritual state. It would be because of the body structure and what the body needs, and if the body needs that or not. And if the body does not need that nutrients, it would say no, it does not need that. So if you are asking about a certain food that is of nutritional state, or at least you think it is of nutritional state, is because of the mind. The mind tells you no. And you can retrain yourself to like a certain food if it is nutritious. You can say, I would like to like that food, and you can over time by setting an intention to like that food, by holding the vibration of that food as you, as we have stated before, to say, this is of me. I no longer see it as separation, for it is of me. You can also train yourself to dislike food if it is not of the organic, if it is not something that you would like to hold within yourself. You can say, no, I see this as of value to what I would say my past self. It is of value. It is of value of others. And so I do not regret taking it. However, it no longer serves me. And so I will take this and I will state it as such, and to train yourself into this sort of disliking it in a way of not seeing it as of value.
Is there anything else that you would like to share before we close?
We have been gathered here and we are very joyful about this experience. We would like to be called upon more. We would like to hold a higher vibration within this body. We would like to see this body hold more vibration and to incorporate the ideas that we have talked about today, as well as this audience. So we know that much needs to be done on this planet and much needs to be understood on this planet. So we have been given much love, light. We are of gratitude for this experience, as well as this vessel who is of a playful state as we speak, and we are very, very happy about this, and we would like to speak to you more. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Grab myself.
Yeah, going into the question that I was going to ask next before.
Oh. Phew. That was a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That sounded like
Bashar.
maybe I was reminded of Paul Siegel. It's the word. Something the word.
Okay, and
His
his
books.
name sounds familiar, but I can't.
Oh man. Yeah, I watched a video of him channeling. Oh my goodness, it sounded like that. He's channeling raw. Probably.
But it did kind of
sounds like Bashar.
Yeah.
But
Not
Bashar's
always, but yeah.
But 17th dimension. Wow. I did not know that they were that high.
Yeah. Well, I was like taken back when they like the first question. I was like, oh, okay. Just kept going and going and going.
I don't know. I just it's for the moment. I was gonna do the Arcturians. Arcturians seem to be the highest vibrational that I have collected, that I have channeled. Yeah, that's the highest. I don't know if you can get any higher. Like probably.
I was kind of surprised they didn't reply.
We would probably be able to hold that. I don't know. Be possible holding more. That's a good question. I don't know. Some people may be able to hold a higher vibration, but right now this is probably my max. But it's interesting that they said they're from the 17th dimension, right? Of that density. But they had to lower themselves to the fourth dimension, the fourth density, rather for me, because I can only hold the fourth density. Wow.
No, and I find it interesting that when I said that I could feel their energy from right here, they just were silent. They're like, "That's fine." Like I feel like someone else that you've channeled, I would say something like that, and they'd be like, "Oh yes, that's good," or something. Like just say something. At least I was just like, "Okay."
Yeah. Ooh, it was a little exhausting. Like I wouldn't say exhausting. It's just I began to feel it. I'm sure that as I incorporate and call upon them more, it'll become easier. Like the Arcturians were really like when I first called upon them, I'm like, whoa. So I'm sure that that will become easier, especially they want me to call on them more so that I merge more. Because that's what happens when you channel, you merge more with that energy. Like you learn from that energy. Your body learns from that energy. And so, and your ego and your personality will learn, just you understand that energy more, and you kind of like remember who we are, because we're not, we are that energy, but we're remembering and tuning it. It's like we're tuning to that energy. And so we understand that, and we can actually then, know that energy again. So, what else? Something. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking, like over time. Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking, like over time, I'm sure that if I, they'd be able to then bring in more energy, like because I would attune and slowly be able to like be more of the fifth density, the fifth dimensional energy, and so then they'd be able to bring in, that. So I see that, it's kind of like training yourself and attuning yourself, and you just keep rising. So anyways, okay. I think any last thoughts?
Just we can ask about the cooking later if you guys want, but I didn't want to just open that up since they said it could be kind of scary, so I didn't want to open that up unless people want us to. So.
Yeah. I thought about making a book all about like nutrition and stuff, and I should channel that for it. I've been thinking about doing books. I've been thinking about doing a book on animals and plants, like in our relationship with animals and plants, and the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. Although Haniel would be good. I could do both, maybe. But anyways, so if you do have any questions, definitely I'll be channeling Raw again. Might develop into my go-to. They got a lot of knowledge. I don't know, I love the Arcturian energy though. I love the Arcturians. But I don't love Raw. It's just very intense right now, I guess. Okay, yeah, any last? No? Okay. Well, we love you all, and we do plan on doing this more on a regular basis. We're going to try to do it weekly. Just some updates too. I'm planning on doing some light language. I've been thinking about doing, people like that video I did with the Reiki, so I think I will try to do more of that. And I want to do some more lessons, and also some basic, when I want to do some, kind of advanced lessons, but I want to do some basic kind of videos as well, which may not, some people may be like, I don't need that, but I do want to do some basic videos for some people that may be kind of starting out and may not know everything of, spiritual topics. I want to do that as well. And Adriana thought she'd make some videos too, right? And to share some videos for you as well on spiritual topics. So yeah, so that's all. Thank you. And yeah, much love and bye.